What is going on, my dudes? Tash here, back again with another Genshin Impact video, and as you've seen in the title, we are going to be doing Candace build guide. Now, the reason why I sigh, and you guys have already probably heard it all over when I'm on Twitch, that I'm not a big fan of Candace's kit. I love Candace, I think she is absolutely gorgeous, but her kit's not exactly the greatest, and it leaves a lot to be desired. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. As you can see, we again are on GenshinHoneyHunterWorld.com. I use this site a lot to kind of like go over guides and really kind of go over like the few things I haven't covered on my own on my own Twitch and stuff like that. But the main reason why I'm using these is because Candace and Cyno are not done, as you've heard in the previous video with Cyno. The reason being is because I've been getting ready for TwitchCon, so we're going to go over a couple things and stuff that I've done with my build. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you can see here, with the stuff, you're going to be needing Red Crest, which just came out this update, along with the new boss mat from the Big Triangle Boy. Now, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, this boss is a lot easier than it seems. I went in, honestly, a little intimidated, and I basically eat the crap out of this boss. It was not that difficult to figure him out. Honestly, one of the easiest bosses I fought, and I feel like it's getting easier every single time a new update comes out. But let's go ahead and go down. So with Candace, she scales off of HP, and what you're going to see here is that when she ascends, she is gaining HP. She gets a max of 24% extra HP the moment she hits level 90. Mine is at level 80, so she's getting, well, actually it's by 80, you're getting, or 80 plus, you're getting that 24%, but I digress. By the time you hit 90, you'll be at 24% extra crit. Sorry, HP percent. Sorry, it's boring. We've been getting a lot of HP percent characters, so I'm kind of annoyed by that, but I digress again. We'll go ahead and continue. Now, obviously, she's a polearm user. We already know normal strikes and all that stuff. This is done. There's nothing else that we need to worry about because honestly, there's not much going on for Candace when it comes to her normal charged and plunging attacks. Now, this is the first of her abilities, and this is her skill, obviously. Candace's fighting style is capable of warding off an entire tide of foes. Tap, rushes forward with her shield, dealing hydro damage to opponents in front of her. If you hold the Sacred Rites Heron's Sanctum, raises her shield to block incoming attacks from nearby enemies, forming a barrier that absorbs damage based on her max HP and absorbs hydro damage 200% more effectively. The barrier lasts until the elemental skill is unleashed. After holding for a certain period of time, Candace will finish charging, and when the skill button is released, the skill duration expires. Or when the barrier is broken, she will perform a leaping strike that deals hydro damage to opponents in front of her. Now, as you can see, depending on where you are with her talent, she is going to absorb a certain amount of her max HP. So at level 6 to level 7, which is the sweet spot, you're going to be absorbing 16.8% to 18%. Now, again, you could go higher. You could go to Triple Crowner, but I say 6 to 7 is the sweet spot for this character because I don't think you should invest any more materials into this character. No offense. Now, as you can see here, there's a 6-second when you're 6-second cooldown when you're like just tapping it. But you have a 9-second cooldown when you hold it. That's crucial because you have 9 seconds where you're not going to absorb damage if you're going to use it for that. And honestly, the thing that kind of ticks me off about it is that it only, like the 250% that you see on this is only when it's hydro damage. And that's crucial to me because I feel as though for Candace, if you're going to make her the shield character and she can absorb damage, it should be 200% of all elemental damage, in my personal opinion. Would that make her broken? Not really, because honestly, it's not going to be that crazy of a build. But 250% of the damage more effectively, yeah. Not really great. Sorry. I'm recording this. I procrastinated too bad on before going to TwitchCon. Let's go ahead and get into her actual burst now. Sacred Rite Wagtail's Tide. Raising her weapon on high, Candace calls upon the divine blessing that deals AoE hydro damage based on her max HP and continuously confers the Prayer of the Crimson Crown on your active character. Prayer of the Crimson Crown, this effect will have the following properties. Characters deal increased elemental damage with their normal attacks. Whenever a character takes the field, they will unleash a rippling wave of water that deals hydro damage to opponents nearby. This is a limited number of waves that can be triggered in the duration of the skill. Sword, Claymore, and pole arm wielding characters under this effect will obtain a Hydro infusion. So your team becomes Hydro unless you have something that says it cannot be overridden, like Cyno. So Cyno will not have that overriding effect when it comes to him getting Hydro. What's really cool is that you do have the increased elemental damage with their normal attacks, but it's not that great. And as you can see, I'm yawning. I'm not only tired, but I'm also bored with this kit. This honestly is not that great. And you probably heard a lot of other YouTubers talk about it too. But my 2 cents is that they could have made Candace so much better, especially since she's a force to be reckoned with, quote unquote, because she's a protector of our village. I honestly think that they messed up her kit pretty badly. Now, again, she scales off of max HP. So overall, you're going to want to focus on as much HP as possible. Now, what does that pertain when it comes to her weapons? Now, honestly, with her, it's tough. It's tough for the weapons. I only had 2 choices in my video, which I think Black Tassel was one of them, which is a 3-star weapon that boosts on HP percentage. Or you could go the Favonius Lance for the energy recharge because she's actually going to need it to be able to pull off that, that burst. But the sad thing is, Candace is very weak. She's honestly not that great when it comes to as a character. Even when you're building her, when it came to her artifacts, I built her as a Hydro damage, I guess, in a sense. I went with 2-piece Hydro damage bonus, or, like whatever that set's called. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the 2-piece Hydro damage bonus, 15%. And then I went with the, what was it? I think it was, I can't even remember now. Like, I'm shocked that I can't even remember right off the top of my head. Oh, I went 2-piece Tenacity. 2-piece Tenacity. You could even run 4-piece Tenacity, which I think would honestly be the better of the 2. Because of the fact that you're more building off of your HP percentage. But there's plenty of things that you can do with the artifacts. I would say go for the 4-piece Tenacity, because after testing the 2-piece Hydro 2-piece Tenacity, it's not that great. And I don't think it's going to get much better, but at least with 4-piece Tenacity, you might get a better benefit off of going with it. What you want is all 3 of your side pieces, your goblet, your circlet, and your sands. You want it all to be HP percentage. Because again, you're boosting her off of HP percentage. She's not going to be a main DPS. She's going to be a support. Not a good support, but she's going to be a support. And when it comes to, like, overall, what team she's good in, nothing. Like, I can't find a team for her. I really tried. Even though she's level 80 out of 90, I just can't find a good team for her. I really can't. And it's unfortunate because she's one of the, like, more beautiful characters. I love her eyes. I love her design. And the kit looks-wise, awesome. And I'm talking about visual animation. The effects are terrible. They're absolutely garbage. I can't even fit her into my Hydro Shotgun team that I like running with Ayato, Yelan, and Xingqiu. I don't think she's a good replacement for any healer. I don't think she's a good replacement for any support. And that's unfortunate. Now, can she get better? Absolutely. Especially with the fact that we're worried about Bloom. And with Nilou coming out, she might be helpful with a Bloom team. But if you're going to run Nilou, she's already the Hydro application. You could just run her with Tighnari. And Nilou looks like she's going to be not entirely support, but not a DPS, maybe an off-field DPS. I don't know. But there's so many things that you could really do with this character that just weren't done. And that's what's sad, is that this character looks so good, and I was so happy to see her, and it just turned out to be bleh. So overall, guys, I would highly recommend you don't worry about building her. She is basically another Xinyan, and that's unfortunate because, she's beautiful. That's really what it boils down to. But I digress, guys. Don't build Candace. Don't worry about it. Just skip her. Like, put her in the box until there's those times when you're like, you know what? I'm bored. I'll build her. And then maybe later on down the road, she might be better. There are people who have made builds that are similar to Hu Tao, and it's worked out. She could do DPS in that sense, but I wouldn't go and do it. I personally wouldn't. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree? I would love to hear it. Guys, again, I am in TwitchCon right now. So if you guys are seeing this is pre-recorded. I'm going to do my best to reply to anything on YouTube. So leave comments. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions, but that's going to be it for me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, we will catch you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe, y'all.